Hey everybody, this is Bonnie with Bonnie Bay Crochet. Let me go ahead and turn this so you're not looking into my kitchen there. So glad to be back at home again. It's been a wild, really 5 or 6 or more weeks of my life, being away from South Carolina caring for a family member, and then I was home for 4 days, and then my daughter went into labor prematurely. She went into labor like more than 3 weeks sooner than the doctors had expected. And thank you again for caring for us with your kind thoughts and your prayers. Everybody is doing well. Everybody's doing fine. My daughter has her hands full. She's officially outnumbered by the grace of God. So thank you all for your well wishes. And again, my respect to you stay-at-home moms, or well, all moms of small children. You are in a very special, intense time of life. Embrace it, enjoy it, because I promise you, it does not stay that way for long. If you blink, these same children start driving your cars and go away from home. So I know that sounds crazy because what is it they say? The days are long, but the years are short, or something like that. But yeah. So anyway, I'm back. Had maybe a day or two to rest after the long drive. I actually took 2 days to drive back instead of just barreling it down in 11 and a half hours. I decided to stop off and visit another child and his family in Virginia before coming home. And then our anniversary, yay, thank you for your kind words. I so appreciate everybody on social media. We celebrated our 37th wedding anniversary on Wednesday. And my husband took me out. We got to go out on the Chesapeake. And just to let you know, no, we do not own a 74-foot schooner. But we did buy 2 tickets to ride on it for a couple of hours and had an absolute fantastic time going out into the Chesapeake Bay. Husband actually got to participate. I just wasn't up to it. He helped to raise the jib and some of the sails on the ship, and you can actually sail it if you wanted to. And if anybody's interested in doing that, it's very, I would say it's not expensive. I mean, when you consider, boating and all. And you can get tickets. And I did put a link in the video description. This is not an affiliate link or anything. It's just those of you who might be interested in going out on a beautiful schooner sailboat. It's under $100, and it's a wonderful trip. And anyway, I have the link. It's called the Woodwind Schooner. They have the Woodwind and the Woodwind too. They actually have 2 different boats. So if that's something you're interested in, definitely check it out whenever you're in Annapolis, Maryland, or, in the vicinity. We don't live in Annapolis, but it's, it's just a little bit of a drive from our home. So anyway, let me go ahead and get to the chat. I see a new icon here. Wow. So it looks like YouTube is changing some things up. Cool. So I just have to learn about it. Angie, good morning. Thank you so much for being here. And Stephanie and Miss Wanda Gordon, thank you so much for being here. She says, good morning, Miss Bonnie, and everyone, praying all are doing well. Heat warning in North Carolina today. Oh, yeah. You guys stay cool if you can, even if that means staying indoors. Let me go ahead and pull Hannah up here. So thank you, Hannah. Yeah, I'm seeing a crown. I think this might have to do with fans or something. So I don't know, but that is really cool. I'm gonna let me see if I click on it, what happens. You know what? I'm not gonna click on it because I don't want to. Okay, it says top fans. Okay, read the instructions at the top of the page. Okay, so thank you guys for being fans. And BJ, thank you so much. She says, good morning, Bonnie. Wishing you a beautiful day and blessings. Thank you. I need that. I have to tell you, last night, had a really fun time at someone's house, but I made the mistake of, instead of sitting on one of the hard chairs in this person's living room, I sat on this really cushy couch, which really felt okay. It was a nice soft couch, but I think my back is telling me this morning I probably should have sat in a hard chair. So next time I'm going to sit in an upright chair, probably like the one I'm sitting in now. Back feels just a little out of sorts, but hopefully that'll come back. See, Sandra Harper says, good morning, Bonnie, Hannah, and everyone from Southern California. Well, welcome, Sandra. And Kelly looks like she's doing well on a new diet pill, lost 8 pounds. Wow, I might have found him over here, Kelly. But yeah, I hope that works out for you. Hope you don't have any, bad side effects or anything. And DL Cripps says, good morning, everyone from hot Southern Oregon. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's been a little steamy here. You go outside and you kind of walk into a wall of water. You think I would have gotten used to it being down in Georgia, but no. No, I'm not used to it anymore. And Swati says, good morning from sunny Southern Cal today. Hope everyone is doing well. Happy Friday. I have surgery coming up in a couple days, so taking it easy this weekend and hopefully crocheting a lot. Yes, you do take it easy, Swati, and please let us know how things go. I wish you the very best. Let's see, Sean paints sparkly stuff. Oh, I love it. Says, hello, everyone. First time here. I'm in Michigan, so it's lunchtime for me. Yeah, it's lunchtime for me too. I'm going to look forward to that once I finish up with the live here. It's always fun visiting with you all. I did sleep in a little bit, so I'm good. So love to craft. Waving right back at you, my friend. And thank you, Wanda, for caring for our friend Swati there. And Barbara says, hello, kiddo. Good to see you. I got up in the night to see if the bear was in the strawberries again. Nope. Moose in the grass. Cranes are eating strawberries now. Fantastic time of the year. This is our Alaskan friend. I don't know if you could call what you do homesteading, Barbara, but I mean, she grows so many beautiful flowers and peonies. And I posted one on my Facebook page that she sent. I mean, it doesn't do it justice. I mean, she has like just rows and rows of these things. So pretty cool. I'm just amazed that I know you have a shorter growing season, but it just seems like everything just grows fantastically there. I'd love to get up there at some point. Oh, thank you, Kelly. She says, hit the like button. Thanks for that reminder. And subscribe to her and sign up for her newsletter. Thank you, Kelly. I should hire you for my promo team. And I don't have a promo team, but if I did, I would probably hire you. Yes, I do have a newsletter. The newsletter is free. You can go to bonniebay.com or bonniebaycrochet.com. It'll take you to the same place. And I do have a page there. If you sign up for the newsletter, then I will send it out to you. I send it out maybe once every week or two. It's not like one of these, once you get on it, you can't get off of it. In fact, it's very easy. If you want to unsubscribe, you just hit unsubscribe and I will not pester you or ask you for anything. And it's just an update. It just tells you what's coming. It's kind of like, excuse me, kind of like a shortened version maybe of the live minus the interaction. But I do try to put fun things in there every now and then that I don't have the ability to put here. So yeah. And Hannah wants to know, which top am I wearing? Okay, this is the summer braided cable top. I'm not sure what the official title is, Hannah, but the top that I'm wearing is made of, let me go grab the yarn. It's right. This was not part of the plan. But actually these are, whoops, there goes a bump to the table. I really do like these tops. It's made out of bamboo, which is a very breathable yarn, and it has a little bit of stretch to it that's added. It's called PBT, I guess is their version of what we would know as spandex. The bamboo pop sock yarn is the yarn that I used for this, and they have many different multi colors to go with this. This is available from Universal Yarns. So that's what I used. Did you find the title? Okay, it's the Summer Pop. Is it the summer popcorn yolk top? No, it's not that, and it's not the summer shell. Um, it's the braided cable one, Hannah. Can't really find it right now, but if you look in the video description of the video, that's redundant. There is a list of summer projects, and it is one of the summer projects. It may be of a different color in the listing, because did I make a couple of, I think I no, maybe I just made one of these, but it's in there. And there's also a long sleeve version that is a green, like an aqua green color. So the video link is in the link. Okay, it is there, but you're gonna have to kind of look for it in the playlist. So anyhow, let me go ahead and keep a going here. Heather, she says, really have missed this. Hello, God bless. Thank you so much. Yeah, I really missed meeting with you all last week. It was just really impossible. Again, life with two little ones, one being a newborn who needs to feed every 2 hours, and a very active toddler. It would have been just about impossible to do that. Plus, Friday I was driving. That's why I didn't do it. Friday I was on the road. Um, and I had a wonderful time. I should show you the cup I got, but it's in the other room. Um, I actually drove through the Great Smoky Mountain Parkway and through the mountains there. And I hadn't done that in many years. And that was actually part of I-40, that the storm, if you remember, but this is about a year ago now. Um, I lose track of time. Things have gone by so fast, but I know it knocked part of I-40 out with the flooding through North Carolina. But I do remember, passing near Chimney Rock, which was one of the towns that I think was wiped out. I was actually on I-40 and went south of where a lot of that took place. But yes, I-40 is now reopened, and I think a lot of people were um, afraid to take that route because it had been closed for so long. So what I ended up having is a fantastic trip. I didn't have, I didn't have a lot of traffic to worry about. It was just a few cars here and there on the road, which was absolutely just fantastic for me. Used to driving on I-95 where it's just nose to nose and, basically a parking lot moving at about 75 miles an hour. It was nice to have a little bit more relaxed trip back, and it didn't rain. It was slightly overcast, obviously going through the Smoky Mountains. But it was just beautiful. I didn't have to worry about slippery conditions or anything. So just a wonderful trip. That's why I wasn't here Friday. And then Saturday I was spending time with family and also driving. I had like 4 hours further to go. Oh, I have to confess. Um, and those of you who live around the area in Virginia off of 81. We're near where 81 and 64 kind of come together, just past that. They have a brand new Buc-ee's. I forget the name. Is it Staunton, Virginia, where they have the new Buc-ee's? Don't stop by on a Saturday. I made the mistake. As soon as I made the turn to commit to the exit and saw the people going into Buc-ee's, I'm like, I just made a mistake. But needed a restroom stop, and as always, the cleanest, best bathrooms you're going to ever find along the road are at Buc-ee's. And I didn't have to wait, which is great. But since it was a brand new location, it was maybe been opened a month or less. It was wall to wall people. So if you were thinking of stopping in at one of those, you might want to make it like at 3 in the morning on a weekday, and don't do a Saturday like I did. I know Saturdays and Sundays are very busy. But it was fun, just to say, okay, I know where it is, so I can stop in the future. Um, anyway, but if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you get a chance, you need to at least experience once, and you can decide whether you love it or you hate it, because people are usually in one of the two camps. I think it's kind of fun, but I would choose my times to stop there a little more judiciously. No Saturdays, no more Saturdays for me on that. But they do have like 120 gas pumps. So and tractor trailers are not allowed in there, so you don't have to worry about that too much. Sorry, guys who drive trucks, but you probably don't want to get near this place if you are driving a tractor trailer. I promise you. Um, anyway, so that was my exciting time away. Probably added a half an hour to my trip home, but yeah, it's like, it was fun to stop. Yeah, Phil, don't you know what I'm talking about? You don't want to go in there because it may take you forever to get back out. Um, but anyway, and Phil says, howdy from Ontario, California. Wow. Waving right back at you. You go, choom, choom, you go back and forth all the time. That's amazing. Thank you, Sandra. She says she likes my earrings. Yeah, I got these at a craft fair, at a fiber festival at some point along the line. There's a company, I don't even remember the name, but I think they're going to be at DFW, Dallas, this coming September. And Jen Snow, hello to you. And let's see. Oh, thank you, Barbara, for your kind comment. She says you're a fantastic mom and grandma in my eyes. I so appreciate that. But you know how us moms are. We are always second guessing ourselves. But that's why I love to rely on the grace of God, um, to cover up for all the mistakes. But thank you so much for your kind. I'm not trying to demean your comment at all. Thank you so much. We all need to hear that. And I was actually, when I was down there with Becky, just trying to encourage her too, and just say you're doing a great job, because it's one of those things where and if you're a mom, you know what I'm talking about. It's like you are never doing enough, or maybe I could have done that better. I mean, that's always the case with anybody in any job, quite frankly. But just learning to, learning to be content, I think, is the key. Just learning to be content with our limitations, and and I was telling Becky, trusting God with the rest. I'm trying not to cry about that because I hated leaving her, but I thought, if I don't leave, then you're not going to get to experience God's grace, to help you with your situation. And I knew she would do fine. She's doing great. It's amazing what us ladies can do with no sleep or very little sleep or being extremely sleep deprived. It's not something that I recommend for 62-year-olds. I think there's a reason why God gives the children, generally speaking, to younger people. But yeah, he is providing the grace that my daughter needs. But it's also good. I think, I'm getting a little off course, I know. I think it's also not a bad thing to realize just how dependent we are on the supernatural, and how much we need the Lord. But thank you, Barbara, again for your kind comment. It is so sweet. Thank you, Wanda, for your congrats, and Jen, thank you for about the anniversary. And Kelly says my sister Patty said that she hates the dog she's grooming. Huh, Kelly, that's quite a departure from what we were talking about, but that's kind of funny. Um, I can relate to that. Tell your sister I can relate to that. I remember having to care for dogs when I worked at an animal hospital back in 1979 and 1980, 81. That time, tell her I had to care for many animals that I did not like, but that's just part of the process. That's kind of cute. And Heather, thank you so much for your wishes on the anniversary. I so appreciate that. I just got a bunch of comments load, and let me go ahead and back it up a little bit. Okay, read that. Okay, I know where I am now. And Sandra says, hi, Phil, you're in my neck of the woods. Welcome to Cali. Wow. And Heather saying, hey to Hannah. Hope she's doing well. That is so sweet of you guys. And Hannah says she's doing all right. And Shatika Woods, so glad to have you here. Thank you for the sweet blessings there. And Phil says, I have some sad news. I learned this morning one of my favorite yarn shops, Sybil's Yarn in Milford, New York, burned down last night, as well as a corner store and a house adjacent. Oh my goodness, that's awful. I just hope nobody was hurt, Phil. Stuff can be replaced, but I certainly hope nobody was hurt in that. That's terrible. Oh, whew, um, having been through a house fire, yes, we have. I won't get into the whole story, but and it wasn't as terrible as that. But having had to deal with that's hard. And Trish says hi from West Virginia. Hey, Trish. And yeah, thank you guys for caring for Phil. Yeah, that's awful. Nancy says, beautiful scenery and times. Enjoy. Congratulations and many continuing blessings to all. Thank you so much, Nancy. Yeah. Continued prayers, for young moms in your life is huge. Um, and Phil says, Janetta, the store owner, is devastated. It was started by her mom, Sybil. So it was a okay, the store, not the fire. The store was started by Sybil. Okay, so it's a multi-decade store. Well, I hope and pray that they can rebuild even better and stronger than what they were. Phil, I know that's oh, I do wish the best for them. And Paul's Alutely Yarntastic with Heidi. Wow, that's a great name. Says good afternoon. Well, good afternoon, Heidi. Love your name there. And was it Racine? Says good morning, everyone. And I'm about to eat lunch with Tiffany Hansen. I am so excited. Well, you please tell Tiffany Bonnie says hey, okay? Um, got to spend some time with her. Whew, I guess it was last year in Pittsburgh. Was it last year in Pittsburgh or the year before? I don't know. I guess it was, and maybe it's been a couple years now, a year and a half. But tell her I said hey. Um, Great channel. If you guys don't know Tiffany Hansen, just go into the search bar for YouTube and look up Tiffany Crochet with Tiffany Hansen. Um, and Charles says hello. Just glad to be here. Wants to know have you purchased a new yarn from Crystal at Bag O' Day Crochet Tonal Hues sold at Mary Maxim? It's spectacular. I have not. I don't generally order from Mary Maxim. Not a reason. I just haven't. It's not. Okay, I haven't done that yet. Okay, I'll just put it that way. Nothing against Mary. I have not had a chance to try that out. I wouldn't mind doing that, but I have seen it. It looks really good. I mean, there are other people recommending other yarns as well. There's also a new yarn. Is it Hirschner's? I think has another yarn that our friend Linnell was telling me about that looks really good, and it has a lot more yardage for the price. So again, I lots of yarns out there, but I do need to get my hands on that and see what I can do with that. And Jennifer says, perfect timing for me. I am working on crocheting 40 black beanies for the parents of my kids' 2 hockey teams. Nice to crochet during a live. You are a hero to those people, Jennifer, and they probably don't even know it. Crocheting with black yarn? Wow. I made one black sweater. It was gorgeous, but working on the stitches and unless you're sitting in bright daylight was like really hard to see what I was doing. So I'm hoping you have a, good lighting as you do that. But that is so, so kind of you. Um, and yeah, hockey is such a cool sport. We've gotten into it in the last decade or so with our local caps and other teams, and it's a lot of fun to watch. It's quite a game. I will say that. And Jesus Joy 7 says, "Good day, Bonnie, Hannah, and our community. I pray all is well." Yes, ma'am. That's always the wish. Yes. Um, thank you for that. And Swati says, I'm so confused by the crown thing. LOL. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's something the algorithm may be generating by, I don't know, how much interaction people may do. Since Hannah's number 2, and she's our administrator who probably is probably the most active. Yeah, that is confusing. And she says, hiya, Hannah. Hope you are well. Thank you, Jesus Story 7. She says, I really like your top. I wish I didn't get get so hot because I would make this. Yeah, well, this is a bamboo cotton. This is not acrylic. I don't recommend using acrylics for wearables. And it looks like I'm freezing up a little bit. I don't get into wearing acrylics in the summertime at all. I just can't do it because my body just heats up too much. But this actually is very breathable. Just to let you know. And I do have a question from M. Says the Navigator Lapgan has different size hooks and stitch count for all 4 panels. Can I adjust the stitch count on Tiffany's 2 panels to meet your stitch count? It would make joining panels easier. You certainly can. But you can also join, and I think the reason the hooks are slightly different has to do with the stitches used, because some stitches, and I'm going to have to explain this in a project that I'm actually designing now, something that'll hopefully be coming out the fall or winter of 2026. Some stitches, like cabling, like for example, the braided cable here, will cause a compression of the stitches. In other words, it will bring them in tighter. While other stitches, if you crochet, let's say just straight single crochet, straight single crochets across, um, that that will give you a larger gauge. In other words, if you have just with the same hook size, if you crochet a row of just single crochets, um, you're going to get fewer stitches per, let's say, a 4-inch measurement than you would if you crocheted a cabled stitch, because when you crochet the cabling, it kind of compresses. So I think some of my stitches did that. It will bring the stitches in a little bit tighter, so that in order to counter that, I would recommend using maybe a larger hook size. And on the panel that I made that has no cabling, but just different stitches across, I used a smaller hook size. And that's because, yeah, because you're going to have fewer stitches per the same amount. In other words, that panel is going to be longer if you didn't use a different hook size. And so you can join them, and the way you do that, I believe, Tiffany does cover the joining of that. You don't line it up stitch by stitch. You can line it up. You're going to be double dipping on some stitches or skipping stitches on some panels, but it's not as big a problem. But if you wanted to use the same hook on all of those, you can. But just know that that compression thing does happen for the arrow stitch. I believe I used on one. I think that's the only cable style that I used on that. So I don't know if that makes any sense. But yeah, I was really hoping that Tiffany would have used the same number of stitches that I had on the edging. Anyway, but sometimes, we just, yeah. Okay. So let's go ahead and move on. I'm getting into the weeds here. But you can always contact me too if you have questions on how to do that. But again, I think Tiffany did address that in her putting them all together video. Thank you, Hannah. Yes, I got your message there. Okay. The last question you sent, Hannah, was that from somebody or is that from you? I'm not sure. So anyway, all right. Let's keep it going here. Well, let me go ahead and tell you about some other things. This is kind of exciting to me. Let's see. Okay. So Najla had to send me a question. Said, if someone has been gone for 3 months and was curious what's happened since they've been gone, how would you answer them? Najla, if you're referring to the channel, I would just say go to the videos and hit videos, and it will show you the videos listed from the most recent, to the ones that were before that, over those 3 months. And you can always check out the lives. Thank you, Hannah. Um, all right. So let me just show you. This is exciting to me. I hope it's not too boastful, but just to let you know that you all confirmed what I had thought, what I had heard on social media about, do you crochet afghans in the summertime? And 95% of you said, yes, bring it on. And I did. And can you see right here the Blue Ridge throw? It's sitting at number 2 in the most popular designs available at Lovecrafts, or at least the ones that are selling the most. And let's go ahead and talk about that. I think I did show that. It's been a while since I've had this to show. So this is the Blue Ridge throw. It's folded in half. But basically, the two sections that are repeated are the cabling here and the honeycomb here. And of course, you have the divider lines in between. And I have kind of billed this one as one that would be very good to try if you've kind of been afraid of cabling, but you're ready to try something. So I would suggest you check this one out. You can look at the video and decide if you need the pattern or not. I know some of you do, some of you don't. This is also on the Watch channel. If you don't know what the Watch channel is, this is a paid subscriber channel at watch.bonniebaycrochet.com, link in the video description. And whenever I come out with new designs, which I try to at least once a month, sometimes twice a month, you get the complimentary pattern and you get to watch the video instruction, ad-free, spam-free. Nobody's tracking you on what you're doing. And going to advertise at you, like they do on all the other platforms. So I try to keep that way. That's the way I have set that up. Also, you can participate in occasional Zoom classes. This month, we're not having a Zoom class, but we are going to have a Zoom hangout on July 22nd. I just thought it would be a lot of fun to just catch up with folks, answer questions, any questions you want to ask regarding the crafts and whatnot. But anyway, the Blue Ridge throw is doing so well on Lovecrafts. Thank you so much for those of you who are, chose to get the pattern and just for your kind support there. I'll go ahead and put this back. It's not an absolute beginner project per se. Absolutely not. But again, if you're an intermediate, a confident beginner, and you're like, I really want to try one, but I've been afraid, this might be a good one to start with, mostly because you're going in straight lines back and forth. You're not going, around in a square. Whenever you do things in the round, they call it in the round, even if you're forming a square, it can be a little more complicated. This is what I used. I don't remember the exact number. I think it's in the video description. Is it 19 or 18? Maybe it's 18. But anyway, you can check this out. The pattern, if you look up the pattern, look up the video even, it'll tell you how many. I have that in the video description. And the good news is these are on sale at Lovecrafts. The sale has gone on for a long time, which is really cool because I will tell you that once the fall kicks in and people start crocheting a lot more, you know what I'm talking about. When the weather starts to get cooler again, people start turning to buying yarn. And I don't want to say the yarn sales disappear, but they're not as good as they are during the summer. So this is currently 35% off. If you buy packs of 10, it's 40% off. So that's a really good deal. It's like $25 and something and change, I think, for 10. And if you buy $65 or more of merchandise from them, it ships free. And so this is what I like. And again, check your die lots if you get even if they're all in the same 10 pack, just double check just for the fun of it. Check the die lot, make sure they're all the same. And if not, go to customer service and tell them, hey, what's up? Send me the right ones. Okay. So anyway, thank you for that. And on the heels of that, I want to do some, we used to call these unboxing, but this is a bag. So let me go ahead and I'm going to open my bag. I I ordered this before I went down to Georgia because I didn't know I was going to Georgia so early because the baby. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this bag open and I'll show you what I got. I got a bunch of stuff. I never order small orders because I know I'm going to need yarn. Part of this is for inspiration. Part of this is for projects coming in the future. Okay, so let's take this out first. This is all kind of a jumble. Ooh-hoo-hoo. This is called Pink Box Yarn. Oh my goodness. Oh, this feels so good. Chenille. So this reminds me a little bit. This feels really nice. This reminds me of yarn that I used to get at AC Moore. Do y'all remember wonderful AC Moore store? I so miss them. They used to have these cakes of beautiful, beautiful yarn. It was their brand, and it was supposed to migrate to Michael's. Remember that? And it never did. Yeah. Speaking of which, maybe you can understand this. My daughter-in-law sent me this. Can you read this? It's kind of sparkly. And she had to explain it to me. Oh, let me hold it like this. It says Michael's is a rebound. R.I.P. Joanne's. Yeah, she had to explain it to me. Apparently, when you, I guess, are dating and, you know, the next one is your rebound. Yeah. Anyway, cute. So I got this color, which, let's see, this is all kind of mixed up in here. Ah, okay. I'm going to show you this in a minute. This is for something special. We've got a, Oh, sweet. Okay. Oh, here we go. Here's some more of the chenille that can pair beautifully with this. Can you? Yeah. So let's see what else we got in here. All right. We got a lot of, let me show you some of the colors here. This is Paint Box Simply DK. Let me put my glasses back on so I can read the fine print. Simply DK, 302 yards. So that's an extra 100 yards with the DK weight, which is a number 3. And so we are looking into, I'm going to be working with a collaboration with my friend Jennifer Ryan. And here's some beautiful blues again. This is all DK or number 3 weight yarn, 100% acrylic. Yeah, so I have not used their DK weight yarn before. Okay, so I'm going to just put this over here because that's more of the same. More chenille. More DK. Let's see. I'm just checking to see if there are any other colors in here. Lots and lots and lots of yellow. Isn't that? This is going to be so much fun to work with. And I think that's pretty much it. Let's make sure. Let's just dump it all out on the floor. That's the easiest way to do it. Yeah, okay. And I got a lot of this color to pair with what we're going to be doing with Jennifer Ryan. So yeah, going to be fun to be working. I've got all this yarn now. I'm going to have to sort through it and stick it aside. Lots of work coming this fall. So definitely subscribe if you haven't. I know I probably don't need to tell this group that, but if you haven't subscribed to my channel, give it a try. Doesn't cost anything. I promise I don't bug you. Not too much anyway. Thank you, Hannah. Let's see. What else do I need to tell you about? Oh, the broomstick cake. Can you see? Can you see this behind me? Let me go ahead and take it from the mannequin. All right. I think I showed this to you before, but this is a cape made of the broomstick in the round. And I use the Yarn Smith's yarn. It's a fingering weight. You can really see it better with just one layer. And this is the trim at the end. And when you pop this on, and it's one size fits most, but I am going to size it a bit for for like small. I'll put different numbers for small and also for people who want to make it larger. See, I'm trying to look at this. So this is how you would wear this. It probably would look better than with another sweater on underneath it, but it's a really nice length, and you can see a lot of drape with this. And what's really nice about it, I'm going to take it off because it's going to heat me up a bit. What's nice about this is it only took 2 hanks of her yarn, 2 hanks of the Yarn Smith's yarn. And it's the yarn that's 75% merino, superwash merino, and 25% nylon. It's the sock yarn. And the color is called Not Glinda. So what I'm hoping to do is to release this right before the Pittsburgh Festival. And this will be on display at the Yarn Smith's booth. So it can, help to remind you if you're at the Pittsburgh Festival, just to show you where you can get the yarn. Of course, you can use any 2 colors of yarn. I did use about 470 beads, and I got them from Bead Biz, and all that information will be in the video description once this is released. So I'm going to go ahead and put this away, but just wanted to show you that. And I have one more thing I'll show you in just a bit, but let me go ahead and get back to the chat. And Wanda says, I can't crochet with the larger yarns because it hurts my hands. Will I be able to substitute the 4 weight? You mean, well, this is actually, this one's actually a fingering weight yarn, which is a very small yarn. It's a number 1 for the cape. Now, you might be able to substitute larger yarns, but I don't think you're going to get the same effect. You might be able to bump up to, I don't know if you mean the smaller or the larger yarns. So yeah, these are definitely smaller yarns. And if I'm not understanding your question, Shirley, please, Wanda, please let me know. And from Shirley, Mount says, where do you sell the yarn and patterns? Okay, if you look in the video description, you can look at my website, bonniebay.com or bonniebaycrochet.com. They'll both take you there. It's the same one for the newsletter. You can poke along in there. You can see where I have my books for sale, as well as my various independent patterns. Most of them are at Love Crafts. Some of them are at Etsy. I'm trying to populate the Etsy store more and more, but it's just taking me some time to do that. But the majority of what I have is available at the Love Crafts and on Amazon for most of my books. And that reminds me, I do have my books. Let me show you. I do have some books that I keep in stock at my house, and I sign them, and I can personalize them to whomever you wish. You can just tell me what you want me to do, but I do have them back available in my Etsy store. The 2 older books from Penguin Random House, I have limited quantities. I need to reorder those, but a lot of the self-published books are available. I take them out periodically because when I travel, it just had become too cumbersome to take a box of books alongside and keep them in my store. So I just pull them out of my store just because it's just hard to mail things out, when you're supposed to. And um, plus, if I don't mail them out pronto when I'm on the road, then I get dinged in my evaluation by Etsy, and I don't like that. So I just go ahead and pull them out. So thanks for understanding that. Um, oh, okay. And Kelly wants to know how many balls of yarn, of the cotton yarn or cotton bamboo yarn, did I use for the top. You would have to look at the pattern, because I really don't know off the top of my head, Kelly. I'm sorry. But if you have more questions about that, you can email me, bonniebay@me.com. You know the email. And we'll be glad to answer that, from the pattern notes. That I really need to look at that. All right. Well, I wanted to also fill you in that I have 2 fiber festivals are coming up, and I'm really looking forward to this. We are like almost a month away from the Pittsburgh Creative Arts Festival. I cannot believe it's here that fast. August 22nd through the 24th, I'm going to be going to Pittsburgh, just outside of Pittsburgh, actually. And you can get the information with the link in the video description. I'll be teaching 4 classes. One is transforming denim with crochet. We're mostly going to be working on jackets, crochet, denim jackets. So if you're joining that class, bring a denim jacket that you don't mind getting a little bit messy with. We're going to be learning a lot of different things. We're going to be learning Celtic weave and beyond is another class. Another class will be multiple ways to crochet ribbing. And then another fun class is going to be making a technology watch band. This is a crocheted watch band. It's going to be fun. So it's going to be a lot of work in those classes. It's going to be more hands-on crafting in 2 of those. So anyway, and coming in October. Oh, also in Pittsburgh, we're going to be having a Saturday program called, I guess it's going to be Friday. Oh, it'll be Saturday. It's going to be live from Pittsburgh. It's Saturday night, and we are going to be doing silly songs. We're going to be doing giveaways. Might have a little bit of a mini fashion show. Who knows? We're going to be having a lot of fun. Again, lots of giveaways. Wear your crochet. This is a free event if you are in the Pittsburgh area and attending the festival, but you still need to get a ticket just so that we don't have too many people in the room. So seating is limited. So you do need to make sure you get a ticket. So if you sign up for classes, or even if you just signed up to get a ticket for the market, make sure that you get your free ticket for Saturday night program. You won't want to miss it. It's just going to be a lot of silly fun. And and my friend Jennifer Ryan is going to be there. She's going to be helping me do some of this. And yeah, and there's some things I can't even mention because we're going to keep it top secret until that night. Coming in October 23rd through the 25th, I am hoping to travel to Prince Edward Island Fiber Festival. That's in Charlottetown. I'll be teaching 5 classes. Introduction to crocheting post cables, be teaching crocheting beautiful trims and borders. Going to be teaching a class on intro to reading crochet patterns and stitch diagrams. And that one may sound kind of boring to some, but I promise you, I have a guarantee on this that you'll be more comfortable reading stitch diagrams and crochet patterns than you are reading messages from a teenager on your text. So kind of a little tongue-in-cheek joke there, but people email me things or text me things, and they use these acronyms and 4 letters put together. And I'm like, I have no idea what this means. You need to speak in English words so I can understand. I'm not a teenager anymore. So I don't talk in that lingo. So anyway, all that to say is you'll be more comfortable reading crochet patterns than text messages from someone half your age. I'm going to be teaching a class, multiple ways to crochet ribbing, and the class on 3 ways to crochet braided cables. All the classes that I mentioned are 3-hour classes. So that's kind of good to know because that way it leaves you free time to do other things in the day. So it's just 3 hours of the class. And if you want to take classes with other people, you've got the time to do that. Okay. So that's lots of newsy items. I just wanted to get that. And Kelly wants to know, let's see, do I know Marley Bird? Yes, I do know Marley Bird. We have met several times. Um, yeah. And one from Wanda Bigelow says, I so much wish I could attend one of these classes, but alas, they're too far from the West Coast. I'm almost 81 and traveling is not easy for me. I understand that, Wanda. Yeah, I'm getting to be that age where traveling is not so much, where it's more exhausting than fun. But I tell you, Pittsburgh is worth it. But I understand that's a big investment to travel across country. That's huge. I would encourage you to look in your area. I know there are fiber festivals not far from you, depending on where you are along the West Coast. I have a friend out in Washington State, and I know she goes to things pretty regularly. But I would just do a Google search and see what you can find near you. I know the CGOA, Crochet Guild of America, is having, well, I think they're having their retreat now. And that was Reno, Nevada. It's not the typical conference. It's more one of those limited 100 people. It doesn't necessarily have a market with it either. And it's I think it's a really nice time. I've never been to one of their retreats, but that was in Reno, and I begin to believe it's happening like this weekend or whenever. But it's different. I think it's different than let's say one where you have a lot of vendors. I really enjoy it when you have the option of classes. So you don't have to take classes if you don't want to, but you can. They have other activities mixed in there as well. A lot of it free. In Pittsburgh, there's going to be a room open. Stacy with what is it? Soapsacks.com is going to be there, and somebody with the Linus Project, I believe, and then you have other charitable organizations teaching people how to crochet, like absolute beginner kind of things, I think, as well as knitting. So, I mean, there are always people you can connect with, even though aren't taking a bona fide class. I mean, that's what I did the first time I went to a conference. I couldn't afford staying in either the hotel or the classes, but I did everything that I could. I volunteered, I did some free things, and stayed at my husband's cousin's house about an hour away. And that's basically how I got hooked, no pun intended, on these. Just the fiber style fellowship that you experience at these is phenomenal. Um, yeah, but, I definitely look in your area, and that goes for anybody who, you think, "Oh, wow, that's way on the East Coast." Well, look on the West Coast. I know there are things happening around you. It just may take a little bit of research to find, what your thing is, or, something that may be in your own backyard and you don't even know about it. For many years, I didn't even know that the Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival existed, and it's 45 minutes from my house and up in Howard County. And yeah, I've been there many times since. And again, anybody can enter the crochet contest, and I'll put another plug in for that. I know it's way far away. It's not until May, late April, where you have to send in your entries. But if you're working on something you want to enter, as long as it's at least 50% wool, anybody in the world, quite literally, can enter the crochet contest. Are you going to become a millionaire doing it? No, but it might be kind of fun. But anyway, I didn't even know that existed, and it's like one of the largest in the nation. I think it's maybe second after Rhinebeck. I don't know. I've never been to Rhinebeck, but it's huge. It's absolutely humongous. So I didn't even know that existed until I went looking for it and kind of stumbled upon it. It's like, wow, I might have to go there. And then I realized that there are more people go to that than they do the, local football games here. So, very, very, very cool. Okay. So, um, Nancy says, excited because new crochet size K and yarn arrive on Sunday and we'll be starting Lavina Poncho. Yay. Thank you for uninterrupted videos and extra lessons on cables. Learning so much and positive will finish. Yeah, great. Um, and thank you all for checking on Hannah. She says she's not sure why she's number two. Because she probably comments more than anybody. I don't know what the algorithm is doing, Hannah. Um, thank you, Swati, about excited for your Love Crafts unboxing today. Yeah. Thank you, Kelly, for the happy anniversary. Yeah. Well, let me go ahead. I'll get back to the chat what I can. I may not finish getting through all of it. I wanted to show you one more thing. Steve Jobs used to say, oh, yeah, there's one more thing. I finished putting the video clips of this together. So now all I have to do is write the pattern. And I hope to roll it out during the fall sometime. Don't have an absolute date on this yet, but I wanted to show you my wagon wheel rug. Isn't that fun? And when you lay it on the floor, lay it flat, it's about 36 inches in diameter. And I used 11 balls of, this is, I think it's a number 6. It's from the paint box yarn. It's the super chunky. It's not the chunky paint box, yarn. It's the super chunky. And I used a size M, so which is, yeah, it's a big hook, size M crochet hook. Okay. I don't even know what number that is. Is that a 13? I'm not even sure, but it's a size M as in Mike. Okay. So this goes in around. And again, it's one of those rugs that the only cabling in it is the 4-post cable, which I thought would be another good introductory cabling design. I'm kind of scaling things back a little bit. I'm going to hit you with a huge one in the fall. For those of you who are looking for a super duper challenge, I hope we're still friends after I release a very special project that's coming this fall. But I wanted to do some more approachable, simpler ones. So this is one, and this is really fun. And I did not do anything to the backing, but if you wanted to make this slip resistant, you can use maybe a similar color puff paint on the back of this if you're going to put this onto a a floor where it can easily slip. Because if you don't put anything onto the backing of it and you put it on a slippery floor, it's not going to stay very well. So I did not add that to the tutorial, but you can, again, get the puff paint, or they do have something that is actually meant for rugs, but just make sure you don't get something that's like a black color, that's going to show through the white yarn. You want to get something that's a similar color to the rug, just in the event that it shows through just a little bit. You don't want it to be obvious. Okay. So again, look for this sometime in the future. Don't have a specific date on that just yet. It still needs to be run through tech editing, and I need to do a lot of writing on that. So anyway, I hope you like that. Yeah, the size. And yes, Hannah, it will be heavy on the hands. That's a good question. As always, whenever you're working with thick yarn, this is different yarn that I'm going to show you here. But just like what I said, when knitting or crocheting with this thick kind of yarn, take lots of breaks. And I even said that in the video. I'm like, take lots of breaks. It's more important that you don't hurt yourself than you get the thing done. I understand the excitement of getting things done, but it's better to take breaks. Yes, but it will come together quickly. That's the good news. There's only 25 rounds in this, but it's such thick yarn. It does come together rather quickly. And again, the size is M. I don't remember the millimeter. I think it might be 30. Well, let me just go ahead and look it up. Hold on a second. Because, it's not going to be there. Nope, not going to be there. Okay. Well, I can't really look it up just yet because it's not written down. So it is a size M, which is the American sizing. Oh, thank you, Jesus Joy 7. She said the green yarn is so beautiful. Um, talking again about the cape. Yeah, I love this hand-dyed yarn. And I had this yarn sitting, begging for me to do something with it for about a year. And just held off on anything because I wanted it to be something super special. And I think this is it. And besides the broomstick, honestly, besides the broomstick in the round, um, it's just that and single crochet and some slip stitches, and that's it. Um, and lots of chains. What's this? Oh, okay. So let me see. And Phil says Andy's is having a $3.99 sale on print pattern books. Really? Several quilting and some crochet books. I better check that out, Phil. Thank you for letting me know. And Cindy Ann says, good morning. Good morning, Cindy Ann. Sorry, I'm just now getting to you. And we have Diana from Sweden. Welcome. And thank you, Cindy Ann says, pretty color. And let's see, did I miss anything? Okay, with the yarn, Jesus Joy 7 said that would make a beautiful baby blanket. And it's pretty much with these yarns here. That's pretty much what I'm thinking is, baby blankets with these. I just think it would be so nice and soft and 100% acrylic, easy wash, dry, easy care. And Swati says chenille is too warm here in Southern Cal, but it is wonderfully soft. Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking, mainly for, anybody indoors, air conditioning, like even a baby, keeping my new granddaughter is always having to be bundled up to be kept warm because they keep the house in Georgia on the cooler side because it's, a billion degrees out. No, I'm just kidding. Like in the 90s and humid out. So they keep the air on to counteract that. So I pretty much had a jacket on the entire time I was inside and then peel it off immediately when you go outside. And Swati said that bag looks suspiciously like an Afghan quantity of yarn, which I love no matter the season. Yeah, it is actually more a bunch of small projects that I have in mind, but I need to gather them up and organize them so I can keep them straight now. Thank you, Carol, Beth in Oregon. Thank you for joining us. It's great to have you with us. Yeah, I'm just making sure I didn't miss anybody. Yeah, and Wanda says, Hannah, thank you for being such a good helper to your mom. Yes, ma'am. Yes, she is one. She's a great helper to our family, just in so many ways. And Linnell says I used the Hirschner's wildflower yarn to make the Blue Ridge throw. It's 100% acrylic. Thank you, Linnell. That's the yarn that I was telling you about, and I did post a picture of that on my Facebook page. So if you want to go to my Facebook page, you can see the picture of that. Yay! Thank you. And Donna says, I'm currently halfway through making your baby loves cables baby blanket. Use Caron Cloud cake in fur color. I did add 1 row of cable. The fading of colors is amazing, looking beautiful. I would love to see that, Donna. Please send if you can. Yeah, I did that so long ago. A lot of these patterns that are still doing well by the grace of God. It's like, oh yeah, I did that one 14 years ago. That one was maybe 10 years ago. So much fun. I just think not so much my work, but as much as I just think cabling in general, I just think it's classic and I think it's going to be here a long time. That's my hope. I'm going to be wearing cables a long time. I'd love it. It's just so much more fun for me. So Rita says, hi from South New Jersey. My first Friday since retiring. Congratulations, Rita. So spending it with my favorite yarning community. Oh, how sweet, Rita. That is great. Okay. Yeah. So I think I've caught up. Okay. Yeah, I think I've kind of caught up. Let me see. Let me go down further in the chat, see if I missed anything. Did that. Oh, Michelle says loved AC more. Yeah, that was kind of my favorite big box store to shop in. I used to buy so much more than yarn there. I used to get all my frames and for pictures and things. Yeah, yeah. And it wasn't so close to my house that it was a temptation, but I could get in the car, drive 30 minutes and be in Rockville, Maryland. And it was just always nice to go there. They always had great coupons and just really nice yarn that was their own brand. Oh wow. And Joni says, "Hi Hannah, just got back from yearly eye exam. My doctor is a crocheter. Things are blurred for a while, like maybe 8 hours." Yeah, you must have had the dilation. Um, I haven't had that in a while because I've usually had to drive myself home. Hope that gets better for you, Joni. Hope it was a good visit. Um, and it looks like Kelly is listening while working at Ann Toto 2, her doggy place. Very cool. And Margita, it's always good to have you with us. Um, yeah, and I ran across your comment again, Wanda, about the larger yarns. I totally get that. I totally get that. I have to take those larger yarns in smaller doses for sure. Um, and thank you, Cindy. And she likes the colors. And let's see, I read that one from Phil. I'm trying to catch up. Um, and Joni says, yes, went well. Anyway, have to limit time in bright light. Got it. And Jesus Joy 7 saying to Wanda, yeah, I have the same problem. Nothing from number 5 and above. Got it. Um, yeah, I totally get that, ladies. Understood. And okay, so Sherry says, I love the Yarnsmith's yarn. I'm using some of the Lagoon for a shawl pattern I am testing currently. Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, thanks for supporting her. She's a local gal. I think I don't know if she's from Ohio or Pennsylvania. I get confused, but it's not too far from where I live. It's within the region. Yeah. Okay. And thank you, Barbara, on the Cape. And let's see. Yeah, Carol giving Phil some love here on about the favorite yarn shop and prayers for all affected. Thank you so much, Carol. That is really kind of you. Um, yeah, so we're getting near. It's a little bit after 1. Yarn Kelly says, thank you for your wonderful patterns and tutorials. I'm currently making your Celtic mandala throw for the second time. This one is for my niece and her wedding colors. Oh, how sweet. I would love to see that one too, Yarn Kelly. I'm glad you survived that one. I've gotten a lot of flack from that one, so I'm always kind of, uh-oh, did you like it or did you love it? Because there's either one or the other, either not like it or love it. So yeah. Okay, Hannah, I will try to find that. Hannah wants me to find the link. Let me find it for the Lovecraft store. Give me 1 second here, guys. Let me see if I'm looking for it, Hannah, so I can provide the link. It's not that one. Do 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 do. Is it going to show up? Here we go, page 3. Definitely. Is it not here? Well, it doesn't appear to be in my Lovecraft store, or at least it's not popping up. I will put the one of the long sleeve version in the chat as soon as I can get it. Hold on a second. We're having technical difficulties here. Celtic braided sweater. Okay, so I'll put this in the chat. This is of the long sleeve, the Celtic braided sweater. So I need to go on a hunt for the. I think it may have instructions for the short sleeve as well, but I will have to double check on that. I'm sorry, I'm so confusing on that one right now. Yeah, I'm missing a conversation here. Love the Craft says, funny that Hannah went from number 2 to number 1, then briefly to number 3 and back to number 1. It's probably some new algorithm thing that they're trying out, and so it's kind of weird. Swan says, I missed when it went to number 1, but I really think you deserve the number 1, Hannah, since you are our moderator. I agree. And then Hannah, Swati is asking Hannah, have you heard about, is it Pacongen? Is that right? It helps with the allergies by reducing 98% of allergens. That might be something to look into. Wow. Okay. All right. So I'm going to scroll on down. I don't know if I missed your comment. I'm really, really, really sorry. I'm not intending to skip or anything, but I do know it's getting late and I need to release Hannah. I did want to read some encouraging words, as I always like to do at the end. And again, I don't do this. I'm not trying to be pushy or anything, but I know that many of us out there need words of encouragement, and just a lot of the stuff. There's just so much information out there in the world, and you know what I'm talking about. And these days it's like drinking from a fire hose, and there's just so much confusion out there. So I always like to bring it in to what I have found to be the most true in my 62 years of life. And I just cling to this, and it has helped me through so much. And I just wanted to read this. This our pastor read this on Sunday, and I thought that was so good that I wanted to read it for you all. This is from the book of Isaiah, the Old Testament in the Bible, chapter 55, verses 8 through 11. And I believe this is the ESV version. Not that really matters. And this is what the book of Isaiah says. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. For as the rain and the snow come down from heaven and do not return there, but water the earth, making it bring forth and sprout, giving seed to the sower and bread to the eater, so shall my word be that goes out from my mouth. It shall not return to me empty, but it shall accomplish that which I purpose, and shall succeed in the thing for which I sent it. I just love getting back to a firm foundation. Anyway, I hope you all have a fantastic week. As far as I know, I plan on being here next Friday. God bless. Bye-bye.